But it's a Rover. Yeah, but it's a GTI.
Good morning. I thought I'd do you a nice little update on the Rover. She's got a little bit of a leak, and it's going to be raining today, so I need to fix it as quick as I can, just to make sure that I'm not getting any water ingress into the car. Yeah, but I've got some things planned which will, rectify the situation and add a little bit more of that style to it. So yeah, I'll show you what I'm about to do. There she is.
Right, now you're back in the room with voiceover, Alex. So I've gone outside. You can see me pointing just here. That's because water was pooling just at that point every time it rained quite heavily. I wasn't entirely too sure why it was doing it, but I had an inkling that it had something to do with the spoiler. Because when you look at the spoiler, you can sort of see a gap that forms underneath it. Can't see it very well in the video. However, if you tilt your head in the right angle, you can sort of see into the car itself. So what I did was I took the side mouldings off. That's what I'm pointing out. I had to undo those two screws to take it off. There was a rear moulding, had to take this one off as well, and then that side moulding was also taken off. Looking at the back here, there was two bolts there, and then two bolts located, one on that side and one on the other side. When I was looking for the bolts, actually, I found the rear brake light, or the upper brake light cable, was tucked away. I later find out the reason why this was tucked away is because only one of the bulbs work, and apparently it's an MOT thing. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work. It's just if only part of it works, it's a failure. But I pointed at the back of the headrest there. That's where you can see some watermarks were happening. So what I did was I got out the old socket set, undid the bolts that were tucked away at the back. I'll close the boot. I did some amazing skills here, which is me recording while at the same time taking off the back of the spoiler. There we go, cable out, and you can see there, based by some of the stuff that's stuck to it, there'd been a previous attempted repair. Looking at the back, there's sort of like these felt-ish gaskets. I'm just pointing out where the screws are, but these felt gaskets, there we go. It looks like these were what we used to waterproof and seal it, but you can't buy those anymore. Ironically, since then I found out they're the same material as what's used to seal the rear light units, which, well, you can get them, and I suppose I can make some of those in the future. But having a look through, you'll be able to see straight through daylight. So when it's been raining, water's been hitting the roof, rolling down the top of the boot, under the spoiler, out through there, and then what appears to be trickling down the side. So my cheap fix was I got some of this Gorilla Clear tape, waterproof, and it seals tight, and then I essentially just stuck up the holes. A bit of a bodge fix. It's not, I suppose, the professional way of doing it or the correct way of doing it. However, ultimately they were stuck together with gaskets beforehand that do the same job. Managed to put the spoiler back on, tested it by trickling water down the back and over the top of the spoiler. Nothing came through.
Right, you join me in the Rover, in the car, in the rain. The reason why I'm out here in the middle of the night is it's just after I've done my fix, or my bodge fix on the roof. And I just wanted to show you how successful it's been so far, so let's check it out.
Right, so originally I was getting water forming around this seatbelt area here, and I was having water coming down along here and up and around this area where it was coming out, because I'd discovered that it was coming from here. This is my clear Gorilla Tape bodge slash slight fix that I've done so far, and I'm sure you can tell from the rain. As you can see here, we've got a little bit going on. It's pattering off the glass here. Yeah, it's fixed. It's all dry. There's no dampness coming into the headlining. I've got no dampness coming down here. Got no water coming anywhere. Got none on the parcel shelf. None here, which was the original area of concern. And none on the back of the head. Still needs a little bit of a clean on the back here, but no, it's all good. So yeah, the fix seems to work, and I'm very, very happy with how it's gone. Yeah, right, and I'll ping back just to look at me for a minute. Yeah, so it's all been successful. I'm very happy with it. It is a little bit, in my opinion, a bit of a bodge, even though it has stopped the water ingress at the time being, or for the time being. The reason why I've only done this sort of temporary fix is I want to upgrade the spoiler. I want to put the MG ZR spoiler on the back instead of the normal Rover one. Traditionally, the ZRs, they have the 3-spoke spoiler, but I want to get basically it's like 2 sides to it. It's the one that they had before the 3-spoke. They only had it for a couple of years, but it was the version of the spoiler they had pretty much directly after this had stopped being in production and the ZR came into production. A rationale behind that is, well, this is an early car, so I might as well have an early car ZR spoiler on the back, which I think will look quite cool. Yeah, I want to get that installed, and as soon as it turns up, because I bought one, I'll get that done and then do a bit better job on the back. But like I say, even though it's only a bodge or a temporary fix or whatever, that clear Gorilla Tape seems to have done the job and has stopped the water ingress, which ultimately I think is probably one of the better, the goal, should I say. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have done, feel free to like and subscribe, leave a comment if you want, give me some advice, please. It'll be nice in order to make my life a little easier. If anybody knows about why my AC don't work, button on the dash doesn't work, as in you can click it, the light don't come on, it'll be interesting to know what the rationale behind it is, that is. But yeah, no, I appreciate your time, and have a great evening, have a great morning. I don't know what time you're watching this. Enjoy yourself on the toilet. Maybe you're sat on the loo watching it. Anyway, never mind. See you guys. Bye-bye. This should have been the end of the video, but it was not the end. But I have another leak. So I was investigating down here in the boot because I was getting water on the floor footwell just over there. You can see a little damp patch. So I've popped into the boot, look at the mess, and I pulled this rear panel off here, and you can see just here I've got water dripping. In fact, if I get a bit of blue roll, that'll be better. If I get a bit of blue roll, you can see got some water coming in just here. So I was investigating it, and the water is not coming from the light seal, but I noticed up here the water is coming from up there, which I've then traced to this panel. Check the seal's fine, and you can sort of see in here I've got some water again. Let me grab another piece of blue roll, sort of see the water forming in between the seal there. Followed it round, and whereas before I thought the headlining was getting wet because of the dampness coming through here, which it's not, because that is blocked, I am still getting dampness here. Now, there is a little bit of rust, so if I dab my tissue there, you can't see anything. But if I dab it down here, where are you? There's a little gap just there, which you can see I'm getting a bit of water ingress from around here. So, which is quite unusual. I mean, I can see it on this sort of like area here, which leads me to believe it's got something to do with here. Now, there is a little bit of rust on the boot hinge, and this bit here was really dirty, so I've cleaned it, but I think the water's actually getting in from around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a good clean, quickly pull it apart, check it, give it a good clean, and then see if I can stick it back together to try and stop the leak, and then I'll let you know how it goes in a minute. So using a bottle and a load of blue roll, I think I've discovered that this is the area where there's a load of fluid coming through. So I'm going to patch it up quickly and then test it again to see if that stops it. Right, I thought I'd finish this off in completion. So whereas before I thought I was getting a leak from this rubber, I was actually getting it from this little area here. I'll try to zoom into it. What I've done is I've put some clear sort of like sealant over it, seam sealer, and that seems to have actually done the trick, because that's a little bit damp on the bottom anyway, because it's hammering it down with rain at the moment. But if I put that up and under here, it comes back and there's no damp to it, because the water was originally trickling down this bit here. No water at all, no water in there. So yeah, all good. A nice successful fix. All it took was getting that bit there sorted, and you can see that the water's still trickling down the side here, which is where it's supposed to. No leaks on this bit as it's coming out underneath there. So yeah, just got to wait to make sure that the carpet dries up. Right, I want to take this opportunity to thank all you guys for watching me attempt to fix, or rather actually fix, 2 completely separate leaks that were happening at the back of the Rover. I appreciate you watching, and if you did enjoy it, can you please give this video a like, maybe subscribe if you want to see me do some more bits. Thank you ever so much. Bye bye.